Oop, wasn't on the right weapon. So many upgrade materials. Now, the filthy man moves to somewhere around this general area. I just can't remember exactly where. Now come down this way, a Black Phantom. And there's a second one all the way down there, with near identical items. Or equipment, rather. They guard something very important. And with their great clubs, of course, they hit very hard. Not wearing much in the way of armor, though, so thank goodness. Come on. They can do damage to their shields with this magic. See how much easier it is? And they're also doing heavy bleed damage since this is a curved sword. This problem solves itself if you're patient. Again, this weapon is godly here. But switching back off of it again. And here we are, at the sparkling gecko nest. Or whatever. Lizards. There's so many of them. Good luck getting a lot, though, per run, but thankfully, you just come back here after, every time you just reload the area, come back, kill more and more, till they're all gone. And then they all come back. For get one extra spawn for every boss that you kill in this area. I mean, there are tons of materials down there. If you want to upgrade, you come here. There's a lot to explore in these old mines. And that elevator takes us back up to where we killed the fat official. Man, I don't remember exactly where the merchant is. It's nice to know where he is, so I can buy upgrade materials if I need them later. Alright, well, back down we go. Now this elevator works. Should be a relatively simple run now that everything's dead. Find that, oh, there he is. Passed him more than once.
Remember me? I've got plenty of wares, so bring me plenty of souls.
Now sells larger hardstone shards and more, and dragonstone, clearstone. Not much else. Let's top up on healing items, just because I am flush with souls.
Have you heard? Deep below this mine, there's a dragon shrine filled with dragon bones. Well, according to that scurver anyway. I'm not about to go and find out. Those bear bugs scare the living daylights out of me. Oh, have you heard about sparkling lizards?
Sparkling
Not easy
lizards.
to catch, but they've got some fine stones. And I know where one of their nests is. Oh, I'm sorry.
Alright, found it.
Those bear bugs scare the living daylights out of me. Oh, I'm not
Okay.
an eye. Oh, those bear bugs. Oh, my.
Bye-bye. I'm gonna go try to get that item that's above his head. Also, the place he sits is awful because it's within aggro range of a bunch of smaller bear bugs from right below in the lava swamp. So he's kind of in the worst possible place, making that very ironic that he's afraid of them. Ooh, scary. Shade Heater Shield +2. Medium-sized metal shield. Pop amongst Warriors of the Faith due to its ease of use. I forget what the hell the shade, nah, damn it. What's the fire damage? Only 70. What that whole path does. It might, restore, MP or something, but so does the magical, like this does. Even though you're not seeing that because my MP never drains because I'm never using magic. Alright, let's press forward. Long winding maze they dug here. Nope. Just trying to find the specific way I want to go. And if I can't remember it, I'll go the easy way. Alright, yep, I'm going the other way. It's getting late and there's only so much more time I want to spend on this. I can take care of other stuff off camera. Most of it's not super important. Just now realizing it, I'm just gonna save the brushwood reading for next session. Start it up with that. Though it'll probably be 2 sessions before that's super important. Because it has some interesting lore tidbits that go along with it. Back up. Make no mistake, we are going down, but as they say, you gotta get up to get down. Sword's definitely taking a little bit of a beating here, but it'll last. Definitely doing its job. I mean, even with this, even if you come here without it upgrade, you're still gonna be cleaning up really well. Something died. Don't know what. Didn't give a lot of souls, but it did. This is a lot like, plague resistance ring. Falling down that shaft in Bloodborne. Soft ring bearing a dark purple seal. Increases resistance to plague. The seal depicts a rat's claw. Again, crafted by Gary. Careful. Story warrior. There's a fair bit of cleanup along these walls, but I'm not gonna deal with it now. Future session. Just making sure I'm always picking the safest route down. So I was trying to get back to there. I'm sure I just missed this exit somewhere. Just trying to remember for future reference. It's probably a single turn that I missed. Yep. Just straight from the second lava cave. Or just take a turn here. For was essentially the intended method to get down here. Appropriately, Dune is now in theaters and streaming right now, so hey, worms. These will not turn you into weird science fiction gods, however, but you're welcome to try. And I don't mean weird as any form of an insult. Dune is really neat and interesting. Especially those books and where those go. Hands of God. All these dragon bones around. Pair of fists belonging to a man who became a pugilist god. Once there was a mighty warrior who slaughtered dragons with his bare hands. True men would come to worship his very fist, and the legend spoke of him as the Big M. Now that's a little bit of a meta reference to Hidetaka Miyazaki, the director of this, and of course Bloodborne and Dark Souls 1 and 3, and so many FromSoft games at this point. I like to think that in particular was a nod to him essentially saving development of this game from being completely trashed altogether because of how bad it was struggling and the loss of the original director who quit the project. Okay, before we go in, let me see what I can... Let me see what that does. Nope. Ooh. Still fat rolling there. What do I need to remove? Oh, wait, that should probably go to storage. Guess I'm taking off the other sword. Okay. Got my roll back. Now you're gonna want good flame resistance for what's ahead. Let me see if I can put my gloves back on. Yep, I'm good. I was hoping to have my other sword just in case, but I'll deal with this one. Because the magic is good for it. I love what they did to this arena. There are parts of it I personally pictured it as, and they kind of realized that themselves and interpreted it much like I did. Flamelurker. Now, he's one of the another one of those more controversial designs for this remake. I go both ways. I mean, in some ways, I do agree with the complaints that he looks something like would be out of Diablo, but I don't see that as a bad thing. Especially given the whole current state of Blizzard, and there's no reason I would want to associate with that company anyhow. But the original design was kind of like just a thinner version of this, and instead of having the rocky cooled magma skin, it was all like purely just hot magma, kind of like this part here, the bicep. And another thing that I did like and I really miss about the original design that didn't quite carry over here is that the jaw of the original design version had all these strands of molten lava, and it looked like sort of like burnt or decaying flesh, and that was just all sticking around, kind of like kind of like that. I don't have any real great examples, but it's essentially like if you had like a character with a sealed mouth and then holes cut in it like a knight's how they see through their helmet. It's something like that, but creepy and fleshy. But the way they reinterpreted it is still cool to me. They how you can see the like human like jawbone in there, and you still get some of that with the magma. Like, see those like creepy gums? Those are reminiscent of the original, and it's also still one-eyed, and it's like a big old. It almost looks like it's a piece of metal in there or something that got lodged. And he's a lot more physically imposing now, and the original one looked a little more agile, though, and was like I don't know, about a little. This is about 1.5 times the size of the other one, at least bulk-wise. Like, he's still the same height and everything, but he looks more toned up and muscly. And I'm using relative terms here because it's made out of rock and magma, everything. But yeah, when you zoom in on this, it still looks fantastic, and I really like it. So, again, it's one of those things where I appreciate both for different reasons, and I think both work very well in their respective versions. And I have no problem saying both can exist. Like, see right there, that's like a flesh that's kind of rotted or melted away, and it's starting to form long strands of sinew that are connecting the top and bottom. That's kind of what the original had a lot more of, but they're made out of pure magma. And another thing I'd like to note as a difference here in regards to how the original looked a little more agile. The opening cutscene for Flamelurker is mostly identical to the PS3 version, except the PS3 version, once he jumps out of there, he jumps up to the roof first before landing on the ground, which shows just how more. I guess they maybe changed that for the stylistic purpose of, just have him because he looks bulkier, and that probably look potentially a little silly, or I don't know. That's just how I'm assuming it is, but let's get into this fight. He's somewhat infamous for being one of the harder bosses of this particular game. But, his patterns aren't particularly difficult. It's just that so early on in this type of game, he was extremely tough. He hit faster, he hit hard, but he has pretty predictable patterns. Notice that after his combos, he hops around, giving you a breather. This guy can't. You got your opening. See? He hops around a couple times. See? You have room to breathe. And that's by design. Oop. You just gotta not step in that lava. See? When he hops around, you have time to heal. And he staggers a little bit when you're hitting him. Just relax, let him do his thing, and do yours. His combos get longer as the fight goes on, but he still does his little hops. I had so much trouble the first time I fought him. I didn't realize he gave you so many opportunities. Especially now, after all the games that have come after and have been significantly harder. I mean, this guy's nothing compared to pretty much most of the bosses in Bloodborne. I mean, look at him, already half health. see? You have an opportunity. Like, he's very generous. And exploitable. Storied hero soul. Let's make sure I didn't miss any items. One of the bugs they did remove from this version that was in the original is that with his little hopping he likes to do, you could get him caught in some of these dragon bones. That does not happen anymore. It's a completely fair fight. For you and him. I remember the first time I had to deal with this guy. I was in my room and it was the middle of summer and it was over 100 degrees. I had a little cheap fan on me and I was just, oh my god. It was one of the roughest possible things. Searing Demon Soul.
Thou seekest the power of the soul, then touch the demon inside me. Soul of the mind, key
And,
to life's ether.
Much like
Soul of
Armor
the
Spider,
lost, withdrawn from its vessel.
Flamelurker has no
Let
associated
strength be
lore.
granted so the world
At least
might
with
be
the
mended.
Armor Spider,
So the world might be mended.
you have the Spider Stone, which I previously spoke about, being at least something that you could potentially make a connection with. Ooh, I can pop something and get another level.
Art may thy
But, Flamelurker has nothing. Like, at least with, there's no items that reference him. There's one NPC who references the soul he carries, but that's it. There's absolutely nothing otherwise. So
Thou seekest
another
then touch the demon.
what I spoken about previously as a pure demon.
Soul of the mind, key to life's
What's one
ether.
better?
Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength
Let's
be
keep
granted
bumping
so
endurance
the
for a little
world
bit.
might be- Art thou finished? May thy strength help the well-being.
Before we wrap things up, Ostrava is now at the Nexus.
Before the Blight, Boletaria was a grand kingdom. The king, his knights, and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast and compassionate. I have spent much time in my studies in the cultured countries of the south, yet no country holds my heart as does Boletaria. But look at what has become of us now. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land.
Again, I do not see how this guy. Some people saw this guy as stuck up and a jerk when he. I mean, again, none of the words have changed, only the voice actor. And, of course, he's speaking about the people of his land being compassionate, and they may not be the most extravagant people, but they're good people, and that's what matters to him. And that he can't believe his father would want all this death and suffering. And he's, of course, also on a quest to bring an end to that. It just boggles my mind to hear some of these stupid complaints that come out of whose ass I do not know, but they exist.
Here in Boletaria, we speak of the legend of the two swords and the solitary hero. The two swords are Demonbrand and Soulbrand. One sword banishes that which befouls man, and the other banishes man himself. The solitary hero is old King Doran. King Doran is the Everlasting One, founder of Boletaria and protector of the two swords. Of course, only according to legend. But in the dark state of our land, sometimes legends are all we have.
Like here, even he's trying to find hope in something. In this very, screwed up, almost unwinnable scenario.
King Alant led Boletaria with a round table of the bravest knights. The noble twin Fangs, Valifax and Bior. Alfred, the Tower Knight, Metas, the Penetrator, and the brave tribesman Longbow Ulan and his fearsome legions. But today, Boletaria is an abysmal mess. Valifax was lost, and Bior slipped through the fissure, never to be heard from again. All the rest, along with Boletaria, are either devoured by the fog or fallen afoul of the demons. The Boletarian knights are no longer. But perhaps our age will see the rise of new heroes, such as yourself. But perhaps our age will see the rise of new heroes, such as yourself.
Now, see, this is a guy filled with hope and actually some care and compassion, which is something I've always admired about his character. Actually, speaking on that, let's actually do the brushwood stuff now.
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch on your...
Let's put some stuff away while I'm at it too. Don't need that. Brushwood helm. This heavy metal helm belongs to a set of old armor held for generations by the Boletarian royal family. Highly resistant to flame, and most recently worn by Bior of the Twin Fangs. Its extreme weight dramatically slows stamina regeneration.
You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
I can forge weapons for you.
Now, Bior is lost, and Valorfax, as stated in the intro to the game, was actually made it out of Boletaria to tell the world about what's going on there. Let me upgrade this while I'm here. What am I missing? One large heart still. Got it. Okay.
Do come back alive.
So he went out and told the world about what was going on in Boletaria, and this is what sent those tales kind of what attracted you here, as it said in the start. So, one of the things that, one of the prevailing theories as to why, that armor that you've seen is, in, Executioner Meralda's dungeon there, on the dead corpse is because, that was, Valorfax, while, Brior, who is lost, is not him. It's not him. I'll just say that for a fact because we'll actually meet him in the next time we do the next Boletaria level. But I disagree with the notion that armor we find is off of Valorfax. Now he and Valorfax do share the same armor, but they're just known as the Twin Fangs. There's other Black Phantoms that use this armor that are not Valorfax, and on top of it, it has that theory has to imply that Valorfax for some reason came back in and died at the hands of Meralda for some reason, which seems a little weird. I don't know why he'd go back in when he's trying to get help. To, like, warriors such as yourself to come in and fix it. I don't know, it's just, there's problems with the logic and the fact there's plenty of lore and visual examples of other characters using it, and also the armor itself telling you that not only those two use it, but just more recently, and it's for members of the Boletarian royal family, or at least it's extended far enough for those to for some of the higher ranking knights to use. We'll actually see better examples of this later, so I'm probably jumping the gun on explaining it, but I'll reiterate it next time it's relevant. So, with all that in mind, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Oh, bye.